Ladies and gentlemen, Pitching Ninjas!
Hey man, how are you? Good to meet you.
Yeah, it's always fun checking in to Pitching Ninja and seeing what's going on around the league. Pitching Ninja.
Yep. How you doing, man?
Good to see you.
Has anybody come up to you and just said, "I'm scared as hell of you"?
It's funny, on the plane ride here, Bryce came back and introduced himself, which was super cool. But yeah, after we played them this weekend, our first base coach, Bobby Crosby, had told me that Harper was asking when I was warming up, like, hey, is that Miller? Like, I kind of want to get in there and see what that's about. And then I threw Friday, and it was up to like 104. So I saw him on the plane. I was like, I heard you wanted to get in and see me. He's like, I'm good. I changed my mind.
You have what I call resting pitch face, which means like you're looking at it like I'm watching you. I'm like,
Can we get that on a shirt?
Yeah, we can get that on a shirt. Absolutely, we'll do that. There was a point where you threw it wasn't back to back, but it was a fastball off the plate that ran, and then you backdoored it off that. Is that conscious? Are you thinking about stuff like that, tunneling?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think at this point, like the way I started thinking about it in the off season, and some of the stuff I started realizing, part of that is because of you too. Because I remember the Freeman at bat in the World Series with I forget who was pitching. The heater up and then the curveball just dropped it in, and people were like, why is he taking that? And it's like because they were literally back-to-back pitches. He had to give up on it. So it's just using your misses.
Yeah, that's a great way to do it because there is no real waste pitch if you actually use it for something.
Yeah, it's a waste pitch if you don't.
Exactly,
use it.
That's the only way it's a waste pitch.
As an athlete who competes, I'll never turn down a little more adrenaline. Say Adderall, but adrenaline.
I was just talking to Chase Burns, who is now.
I texted him this morning, congratulating him.
So he said that one of the players he looks up to is you.
Oh, that's nice.
I like watching Garrett Cole, Hunter Greene. I feel like I can kind of compare myself to Hunter Greene just a little bit.
How big a deal is that for you to have an influence on the whole next generation of pitchers when you're such a young guy yourself?
Yeah, no, it means a lot, and it's not easy, kind of feeling that sometimes. There's certain days where you kind of feel that pressure. You feel like you have to perform a certain way to inspire the next generation. But I know that younger generation doesn't think that way, and they're excited to see guys no matter what. And any time that you can influence the younger generation of players, it's extremely important. So. It's pretty cool for him to say that, and I'm excited to get to meet him soon.
How much have you loved being on the Dodgers?
It's been sick. It's been really cool. A lot of resources, a lot of good people in the organization, and it's back home for me, so it's been a really cool experience.
The ERA leader, does that seem weird to you? Like you're?
Yes, it's weird. Crazy too. Because
Chris Sale called you the best pitcher in baseball.
I don't know about that, but if he said it,
it's gotta be true.
Yes.
How much does deception have to do with your game? Like, where did this whole leg kick come from?
I don't think the leg kick, at least for me, that's not part of deception. It just kind of happens.
Why does it happen? Like,
I don't know. I try. Like sometimes I do dry work in the mirror and like work on my delivery, and it's not there, and I put a ball in my hand, and it happens.
I gotta think as a hitter, because you mess with it sometimes. You don't do the same thing all the time.
Yeah,
and I've seen you like.
Sometimes you try to go long and slow, right? You're just trying to disrupt timing a little bit. So.
Was it like Harper maybe?
Yeah, Harper was the one. He didn't. That one wasn't. I didn't try to go fast. He got in the box and he looked up and I was ready to go, and then I don't know if he was quite ready yet, or maybe he didn't.
It was kind of funny.
He thought maybe the clock wasn't there, so they gave it to him, but it worked out.
Dude, I had this front view of you throwing the 104 pitch, which was a strike, by the way. Like I saw you with the little.
I gotta cut that out.
No, but like it was painted.
Austin Adams is rubbing off on me a little bit.
Do you like the role you're in? Are you always going to dream about being a starter? You going to be chucked in there every once in a while?
No, I love pitching. I don't care.
Crap.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I hate about my role is it's so short-lived every night.
But you get to do it every day.
Exactly, and that's the other thing that I love. I get to do it every day.
Ain't nobody don't ask me. I'm just so
Hey! Good, how are you? Good. Any songs other than Go Cubs Go, American songs?
マイケル・ブッシュの登場曲を一回みんなの前でバスの中で披露しました。
I sang Michael Bush's walkout song.
Cowgirl.
I believe it's called Cowgirls. On the team bus.
Long live cowgirls, never gonna settle on down, girls.
You know how to grip a fastball?
A 4-seam one?
A 4-seam.
See, I know that.
That's not bad. You got it. Oh,
She goes 3 fingers, small hands.
I'm more of a splinker girl, sorry.
Who's the nastiest guy you've caught?
Tyler Glasnow. He's got really good stuff. He's really tall. Just a good competitor.
How does it feel to be on the red carpet?
I feel awesome, especially just you can see like on Instagram all the year, like All-Star game, and now I'm on it, so I think it's a dream come true.
Give me your best Emmanuel Clase imitation. What's happening, baby? Congratulations.
Thank you.
I heard one-time All-Star, and I'm like, how are you a one-time All-Star? You should be here every year.
It's all right. It's all good. I gotta cherish it. You know, it's an awesome experience.
Who's the toughest pitcher that you've faced?
Snell was tough. Sale was tough as well.
What's so tough about facing Sale?
Just the angle that it comes from. It's like from behind me, and then the slider's nasty, so just got to stay on the fastball.
What's up, man?
What's going on?
How do you get that crazy slider movement?
Very simple, very easy. Being a low 3/4 slot, I'm just right on that horseshoe, and I just kind of imagine getting my middle finger to kind of the front of the ball, and just kind of saying like it's an FU slider.
Gotcha. And then splitter grip real quick.
Yeah, splitter grip. Very simple, very easy. It's more of a change-up-esque type grip, kind of like Webb a little bit. That's Bailey coming from San Francisco has been kind of a big contributor in that sense.
It's a little hot out here. Yeah, it's worth it though.
2 years ago, we were sitting on the couch watching it. It's so crazy to think that we're here now, but we're just having so much fun. I love it.
How's it going?
Dude, it's doing great. Dude, I love your stuff. Did anything change this year for you, or you just like finally letting it loose?
The cutter.
So that was a big thing?
Yeah, finally getting healthy, and then the addition of the cutter, I think, really did a lot.
Can't do the leg kick in this outfit, can you?
No, probably not.
2024 with a 306 average and 8.
You clean up really well.
Thank you.
You look good.
It's hot out here, though. It is.
How does it feel to be on the red carpet? I mean,
It's
this
cool.
is sick.
It's cool. No, this is awesome. It's a great experience for me.
How did
Oh, it's so fun to be able to do this, especially with Kaysen. Sorry. Not yet. We're more mumbling at this moment.
Good to see you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's see this splinker grip. I need to learn this thing.
Yeah, it's right there. And so when you had me on, it was a sinker. I still call it the sinker. I was throwing it off here. Now it's off here.
I noticed. So are you doing that on purpose? You're like putting a little.
I'm just ripping it. Now that's just how my body moves. I can do it all the time, or most of the time. I think in my last outing I threw a sinker that had more vert than one of my fastballs. So sometimes it comes out bad.
But it does seem like you're putting some spin on it as it's coming off that finger line. It's just natural.
That's just how it comes off.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Change up so I don't know much about the whole. So I 4-seam right here, 2-seam right here. So the seam shifting and all the. I know none of this stuff.
You don't have to. You just know how to throw it and how the laces have to go through. Yes.
So guy down with Atlanta. He's not there anymore, but he said, "How do you throw your changeup?" And I showed him. He goes, "Okay, hold it like this and try to cut it." I looked at him like he had 9 eyeballs in his head. And I threw it, and it was good. And I was like, all right, that might have been a fluke. And I did it again, and it did it again. And I looked back at him again like he had 9 eyes. I'm like, what is going on? Because I've always thought, you get out front, pronate it.
Yep.
And he said, no. Same thing. Get out in front, just come hard across it. And there you have it.
What was up with that splinker thing that you were trying to throw? And let me see this. We're
I think it was a fascination thing. So I was throwing like a sinker in the past, so I just split it a little bit more just to try to kill a little more speed. I think you told me that I need to kick it back a little bit, so I'm off the seam.
I think if you do that, you're going to be able to get that little bit of curve on it.
I've been throwing the changeup a little bit. It was so humid in Philly that it actually just like slipped right out really nice. So it was like a splitter the other day. So,
I mean, it looked really good though. I thought your changeup was very good.
Yeah, I think the change of speed is going to play a little better than just chasing a nasty off the table splinker.
Do you have a quick sinker grip? You have one of the best sinkers in baseball.
Definitely. Even growing up, I just held a ball on the seams like this. I think it feels most comfortable in my hand. I think finding that my thumb in the right spot, kind of cutting the ball in half here with the middle finger, just feels kind of comfortable in my hand. There's definitely some times where I may creep too far back. I have to kind of know my sweet spot. And I think that's all the edger and people like Tread or a lot of any pitching coach. It's just that refinement of your grip and know exactly how the ball comes off your hands, how you grip it. Has a lot to do with the repeatability of the pitch. So I've always been comfortable with two-seam grip, but it's definitely I've made sure that I have the right one.
How do you get the spin rate on your curveball where it is? And I got a baseball. Sure. You help me understand this.
Well, I mean, that's my grip there. I've showed a few guys this, and I'll tell them kind of my thought process on how I'm cocking it and ripping it, and it's a little dangerous for the elbow. So I tell guys, take it easy. Don't try to spin it 3,000 the first time you're doing it. Give it a few weeks, but it's all in my wrist. I think when I throw it, I'm thinking hammer time. So it's hammer, just hammering through. I mean, the Edgertronic, my wrist does like a 360, so it's like extreme pronation is what it is.
Quick, all your rips. Let's see how fast you can do. I know you throw a lot of pitches.
Okay, curveball, four seam, cut four seam, cutter, sinker, runner, circle change, or two seam change I call, split change, carry sweeper, that's more wrist. It's the same as the slurve and the slow sweeper. And then the gyro sweeper.
You're insane.
The splitter, like I was talking about, I was here and I basically just threw my ring finger up, which I think I told you in spring training I was doing that.
Right.
I went off of that and now I went back to it.
It is a freaky pitch to me because of how little it spins.
Yeah.
I mean, if you
They were telling me that yesterday. Some of the guys went in and saw
crazy.
it. Yeah. I'm half the time not even aware of it until I see your replays that I see after the game or people show me or whatever.
Well, I was trying to nickname it, and we're between the trident because of three fingers, or the albatross because albatrosses have crazy swing. They glide and they. Which nickname would you like better?
Gosh.
They're both Mariner related.
It's tough. Well, I was gonna say the trident for Mariners, but I guess both. I like the three finger.
Okay.
I like that. Now some of the other guys might get jealous because Bryce and Kirby, I think, do three finger as well, so they'll need their own nickname.
Yeah,
but,
that's right. They got their own.
Yeah, well deserved. They can have their own. But I'll take the trident. I like
Okay, that's yours then.
Four seam fastball, slider, curveball. I just go higher and I choke it. Splitter.
Four seam?
Yeah.
There. Loading. Bam. Okay, four seam. This is my two seam. Like that. Thumb under there. This is my slider. Like that. I think I might have. No, that might be.
You were
the
calling
same.
it slutter back.
Slutter. That too. Yeah. And then curveball is here. I've changed this a few times, but curveball is like here right now. Like that. I used to kind of have it here to rip the laces, but it's been like way more horizontal, so I'm switching it to here, and I've been getting a little bit better like depth on it.
So this is my fastball right there. This is my slider.
Gotcha. And you doing anything special on that? You just
just start with this finger like there, and then it's like have like lay movement. So that's what I'm thinking all the time. Try to throw my breaking pitch, and I have like lay movement. And then this is my curve. I just throw for lefties or strike one. Change up that I throw like 0.5%, but like it still works.
I think last time we talked, I was offset four seam this way maybe with the cutter. I've flipped the ball completely around, and I'm right here. And so, this like part of my middle finger, I'm just able to like kind of wedge it up against this lace, and so it kind of grabs it and make sure it goes to my glove side. It doesn't just spin up there.
So sinker's right here, pretty traditional, just try to rip it, and then change up, kind of the same thing. But I'm actually trying to like cut this one a little bit more than my sinker.
Why do you try to cut it?
Kill efficiency, kills vert.
Four seam, cutter, and then just try to keep the changeup the same. And just instead of like a circle though, it's like the two of them together. So
oh, okay,
a little
gotcha.
bit opposite. So it's
and
a
you do
double
anything?
circle.
You try to pronate it? You just
try to throw everything just like a fastball. Like
cool.
what you hear when you're a kid,
Yeah.
that you think like, oh, I'm gonna do this, so it actually moves more. But I think if it looks more like a fastball, you're better off.
Yeah, I was talking to Skubal. Skubal does the same thing with, he doesn't pronate at all.
No, I try. The more I pronate, the worse it is. The better you can stay flat, the better it is, I think.
I've got to get a curveball grip.
Pretty standard, just along the horseshoe, and yeah.
You're not doing anything special. Because it's one of the prettiest pitches in baseball.
Oh, appreciate it. Thank you. No, nothing special. I hold it like this and kind of throw it and just try to spin it as fast as I can.
And you got that, was it a Sandy thing or is it a...
So it was more of an evolution where when I was younger, just so I wasn't, twisting or trying to manipulate or anything, I did a little bit more of like a knuckle, like a spike, just so I had to learn to spin it in a certain way.
Yep.
And then as my hands got bigger, I was able to kind of hold it a little bit deeper in my hand and just kind of threw it the same way. But my mentor growing up, Reggie Smith, had, obviously he had relations with Sandy and Dave Wallace, and just kind of, I'd always heard stories of how Sandy had, would throw a curveball and not have his thumb on it, and my hands were never big enough to be able to do it, but the ability of holding it deep into my hands and being able to, just focus on the spin was always kind of my main focus.
Yeah, pretty simple, standard four-seam horseshoe on the outside. For the cutter, I'll flip it to the inside, just together right here. Thumb, kind of just splitting the ball in half, I suppose. If I want to get a little bit more lateral movement, throwing it to a lefty, I'll shade the thumb a little closer. Because that's how it is with the slider as well. It's like, for more sweep, I find that the thumb more on the side, I get a little more sweep. But I guess that and that are kind of my money makers right now. The changeup's simple too, just right there. It's kind of just like your traditional like straight change, and then just cocked a little bit so I can get a little more seam on that finger.
Gotcha. Trying to come up with a nickname for you, by the way, and I was thinking like pallbearer or something like that.
I like it.
Okay.
The guys on the team call me Big P.
I don't know if we can go with that. That's for a totally different reason.
Big Mitch for that.